Cashing in or out?
Cashing out.
Very well. If I could have your chips.
My chips. I think I have them in my pocket here somewhere.
I breathlessly await your producing them, sir.
I'm ready to cash out. Here are my chips. I mean, chip. Singular.
One moment. Your pittance, sir. Have a nice evening.
I'll try not to spend them all in one place. It's a pair of red leather gloves. Looks like someone left their gloves behind. Unburnt Ashes. It's the latest novel from that jerk, Paul Frey. A local critic will be reading from it later this evening. Critic reviews for various books, probably ones by local authors. Critic reviews for various... Guess nobody's home. Ah yes, the traditional recipe for rubber gloves. 1 part rubber, 1 part gloves. I've covered the gloves in a coat of liquid rubber. Rotating the lighthouse might get the whole town's attention. And I don't know why I'd do that anyway. I can't go back in there. It's way too risky. Ow! These hair dryers really are dangerous. They're standard electrical fuses. At least I think they're standard. They're completely shot. No wonder the lights are out in there. Why swap out my perfectly good fuses for dead ones?
That seems pointless.
Looking for a clock? A watch? Anything in between?
I've got replacement fuses here.
Aren't you a resourceful one? I'll swap them out first thing tomorrow.
Tomorrow? I kinda need this compass fixed now.
You can't rush these things, kid. You want it done right, you gotta wait. Stay dry.
This should be a quick fix. Whoa! Hey, are you all right in there? The fuse is blew immediately. No, no! You old idiot! Why didn't you fix your damn roof? Why didn't you... Why didn't I... I am not killing these people. I am not a murderer. Something is causing all of these people to die, and I swear it isn't me. But whatever it is, it has me on the same list. My only hope is that Lena knows what's happening and how to stop it. I have to find her. Fast. He's burned to a crisp. It's still smoldering. It's full of screwdrivers and brushes for precision repairs. A variety of attractive wrist and pocket watches. Too late, he's dead. I can't touch him. I need to leave as soon as possible. That was simple enough. The dial's rotating freely now. It seems to be working like any compass should.
You're back. Ready for a ride?
Where does the tour go again?
Ride up Ventana Peak. Highest point in the area. Even beats the observatory.
All right, I'll do the tour.
Great. Now, as to the small matter of payment.
I'm strapped at the moment. Any chance I could ride for free?
By any chance, do you mean zero chance?
No.
Then no. You know where to find me.
I'm ready for that tour if you are.
With money and everything?
For once, yes.
Hell yeah, brother. Let's inhale some fumes.
You think we can avoid at least some of the bumps?
You call those bumps? I'll show you bumps. Buckle up, amigo.
Buckle what up? There's no...
Here we are, Ventana Peak. Go check out the top.
You'll wait for me here, right?
You bet. I got loads of deep inward reflection to catch up on.
How did this hole get here?
I wouldn't know what to do with that.
Let's see. If the lighthouse is southeast of here at a bearing of 140 degrees, then I must be northwest of the lighthouse at the opposite bearing. So... That's one powerful light.
Ready to head back?
Sure. Let's go.
Hop in.
That's the brightest light I've ever seen. I mean, besides the sun. It's a gigantic stone head. I'll give him his personal space. The light should already be facing Ventana Peak. The beam from the lighthouse is passing straight through it. It's either a priceless artifact or a worthless costume accessory. There's a small hole in the ground here. It fits perfectly. Whoa, that light is stunning. Those Watambu really knew their stuff. It's a gigantic stone. It's covered in intricate designs, probably just decorative. That's a hefty cube. Maybe the heftiest cube. What on earth? These stones look like giant buttons, but what do they do? Haven't I seen those symbols somewhere before? The symbols on the door all match symbols in this journal. There we go. Open sesame. It's secured to the floor. The light doesn't even reach the bottom, if there is a bottom. More depictions of their gods? The way the light's hitting this makes me think it's a sundial. But it's not like any sundial I've seen before. How do you tell time with this? The journal claims that Watambu numbers are written with lines and semicircles, just like the symbols on this sundial. But if these are numbers, which numbers are they? That page of the journal was damaged. If that thing's as old as it looks, I bet it's worth a fortune. Whoa, something didn't like me picking that up. The idol used to be sitting here. Trapped in an ancient temple. To be honest, not how I expected to die. What's this supposed to be? A frog with a big hat? This pot is much lighter than the idol. Swapping it in won't do anything.
That seems pointless. No. I don't follow. How would that help?
I don't think it could look more foreboding if it tried. It stopped.
The ambient ticking of a clock was unnerving to our guests.
Yes, I'm sure it was the clock that was doing that. The sanatorium's founder, maybe?
It is. And shortly after construction finished, also its first patient.
That's disquieting. This last page is torn. This last... Based on the journal's description, these symbols could be Watambu numbers. Unfortunately, I'm missing the page that would tell me which numbers.
Welcome to Whitestone. May I help you?
Is this a hospital?
Technically, it's a psychiatric sanatorium.
Seems big for such a small town.
We treat referrals from all over. Something about thin mountain air, promoting cognitive wellness.
Have to admit I'm skeptical.
You and me both. Sorry, what was it you needed again?
Who's in charge here? Can I talk to them?
Are you a member of the press?
Relax.
The answer is no either way.
Then why did you ask?
Different flavors of no.
No offense, but this place is creeping me out a smidge.
Just a smidge.
How do you stand to work here?
The pay's decent because nobody else wants to do it. Plus it's quiet. Well, most of the time.
I believe there's a patient here I need to talk to.
You believe?
No, I know there's a patient.
What's the name?
Lena.
What is your relationship to the patient?
Family. Family friend.
And what is the patient's visitor code?
Visitor code?
All patients have an associated visitor code that's provided by their referring physician.
Oh, right. Who's that again?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not authorized to disclose sensitive medical information.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have Lena's visitor code. I'd like to see her now.
I'm ready for the code when you are.
Eight, 2, 9, 3.
Code verified. Your visit is approved.
Yes! I mean, thank you.
May I have a name for the log?
A name? Yes, of course. Faulkner. Bill Faulkner.
You're welcome to head upstairs, Mr. Faulkner. The attending nurse will direct you to the patient.
Where's this go?
The break room.
Is it as terrifying as the rest of this building?
For the most part. But there are snacks.
Visitor or new patient?
Visitor. Definitely visitor.
Patient name?
Lena.
Follow. If separated, find Neverland.
If separated, why would we get separate? Damn it. Where do you even get a painting like this? Whatever spider made that better be long gone. Hello? Large man? Great. What did he say? Find Neverland? I think that's a reference to Peter Pan, which I haven't read. Perfect. A sculpture of a star. Not terribly interesting, but at least it isn't disturbing. Isn't this place trying to make people feel better? It's a shield with a yellow star emblazoned on it. Must have interrupted a group session. Where do you even get a painting like this? I am not a fan. There's a big star on the tapestry. I am not a fan. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but I don't like looking at it. Dusty old armor. There's a star on the chest. There's a big star on the tapestry. What's this here for? Music therapy? Isn't this place trying to make people feel better? Dusty old armor. There's a star on the chest. There's a big star on the tapestry. Yikes.
Finally.
You know, you could have just waited for me.
You could have walked faster. Lena is inside. No funny business.
Uh-huh. Thanks so much. Lena,
Harvey, you're here.
I have too many questions for you.
I imagine you must. First, could you open the window for some fresh air? I'd do it myself, but...
Oh, yes, of course.
Where would you like to start?
How are you holding up, Lena? I couldn't last 30 minutes in this place.
It could be worse. The sheriff insisted they put me in one of the nice rooms. He's always looked out for me for some reason.
Why did the sheriff put you here in the first place?
I don't blame him, or Dr. Morgan for that matter. Given the condition my house was in, the condition I was in, putting me in here must have felt like their only option. They think they're protecting me from myself.
How do you know Oswaldo?
We were in a book club together. Sometimes we'd write stories and share them with each other.
Huh, funny you should mention that.
You're a writer too.
Trying to be. Not much luck with the publisher so far.
I have a feeling you'll make a name for yourself.
You recognized me. You know my name. How?
You recognized me, didn't you?
That's because
You saw me in a vision.
Yes! That doesn't sound completely insane?
They don't like that word around here.
Right.
Suffice to say, I've had a few visions of my own.
In my visions, I saw dark creatures. An enormous claw burst into Oswaldo's house and snatched him away. Later, in your house, cloaked figures were hovering around you, torturing you.
Yes, your visions were echoes of past events, of intrusions by beings known as the Shadows.
Shadows? Oswaldo was mumbling about shadows in my vision. We aren't talking about regular old shadows here, are we?
No.
Then what are we talking about?
Forces of fate.
Fate? The shadows are fate?
No. The shadows manipulate fate. Manipulate us to their liking.
How do they do that? Why do they do that? And besides, who says fate even exists for them to influence?
Many say that fate exists. Do you, Harvey?
I believe it exists, sure, but that doesn't mean I'm right.
That's impressively reasonable of you.
You said the shadows influence fate. How do they do that?
Mostly through a pawn, an individual who carries out their will, knowingly or otherwise.
Like who?
Who do you think?
I'm scared to even say it, but is it me?
Yes, Harvey, it's you.
You're serious? The shadows are manipulating me? But I don't feel manipulated.
No. Leading up to your arrival here, nothing has felt different.
Well, I've been having this one recurring nightmare. My head, and other people's heads, mounted on a wall.
What other people?
At first, I couldn't make out the other faces, but then I watched 3 of them die.
In the dream?
No.
You didn't mean to kill those people, Harvey.
I didn't kill them at all. They were accidents. Terrible accidents.
Accidents that the shadows used you to cause. Whether you accept it or not, Harvey, you are a walking agent of death.
If the shadows are really behind this, we have to stop them. They aren't done. And according to my dream, they'll kill me too after the others are dead.
I know, Harvey, but stopping them seems impossible.
What do you mean impossible? You've been studying them, haven't you?
Yes, and that's how I know this has all happened before, and it will happen again.
What's happened before? You mean the shadows have manipulated other people?
No, I mean the shadows have manipulated you, forced you to end the lives of specific people in this town. Details might change each time, but they're just details. The shadows make sure it all happens, one way or another.
I don't understand how what you're saying is possible, but I do know that I'm not going to be responsible for any more people dying. Please, if you have any idea how I can stop this, tell me.
Apart from myself and Oswaldo, there is one other person who investigates the shadows.
Who?
Vincent. He owns the factory by my house. He's always been obsessed with fate and free will. With good reason, it turns out. A few days ago, I received a message from Vincent. He said he was nearing some kind of breakthrough. I didn't get a chance to find out what he meant. Later that same day, the sheriff collected me.
I'll find Vincent. Should I check his factory first?
Yes, he hardly ever leaves. Take my necklace.
Why?
There's a key on it for the factory basement. Harvey, you need to be careful. Vincent thinks there are more people in this town who know about the shadows. People who worship them, hoping to influence their own destiny. If they find out what you're up to, they'll do whatever it takes to stop you.
I still have to try, right? Feels like I don't have much of a choice.
That's fate for you.
Thank you, Lena. I'm going to fix all of this.
I'd hoped you wouldn't come, Harvey. I wanted to be wrong so badly.
Wrong about what?
About the shadows. About you. About how it all ends.
We don't know how it ends, Lena. Not yet.
We don't know how it ends for you. The shadows have a schedule to keep, Harvey. If they don't see what they expect, they'll know something's wrong, and they'll intervene. Harvey, your next victim needs to die.
My next victim? I don't even know who that is.
I do.
What?
Good luck, Harvey.
Lena, wait! No! Why, Lena? You didn't have to do that. We could have changed things. I could have found Vincent. I could have... The only head left on that wall is mine. Am I officially expendable? I have to find Vincent. He's the only lead I have left. But first, I need to get out of here before that brick wall of a nurse sees what happened. Automaton. The sign's all rusted. There's no way I'm forcing that padlock open. Lena said it unlocks the basement entrance to Vincent's factory. Hello? Vincent? That switch better turn the lights on, because I can't see anything else down here. What the hell kind of factory is this? Looks like somebody's lying down on the job. I am not touching that. It grew right through the concrete floor. They're full of body parts. Artificial body parts, to be clear. I'd really rather not look at that. Look at this junk. Did Vincent build it all? So many detached arms and legs. All metal, thankfully. Wonder if anything in here is in decent condition. Ugh. This looks like it's intact. Deeply upsetting, but intact. Why build a mechanical baby? Oh! Well, that was in one piece. I think I see another whole one in there. There's a narrow slot on its back. What is this thing for? Looks like designs for those creepy babies in the basement. These schematics are so elaborate. I've read about these. You punch holes in them to write instructions for a machine. It's covered in wires, buttons, and levers. There's a narrow slot on the side. Warning, stand clear of conveyor during use. For safety, components retract in case of malfunction. Vincent, don't forget to move the air intake so it stops getting clogged with debris. Best, Vincent. This is a workplace safety violation if I've ever seen one. If I get a running start, I bet I can jump to the other side. Good thing that junk broke my fall.